Welcome back to Man Across New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on a lovely island of Fawnhallow today? It's a very another misty morning here in real life. Not on Fawnhallow. Also, not a morning. Now I think about it, it's the afternoon. I don't know why I said morning. Misty morning. It's just sort of a phrase, isn't it? It's actually maybe even foggier than yesterday. I can't even see as far out. That's crazy, you know. But we've already done a whole spiel about Mr. Fog. Actually, we didn't. I don't even know if we even talked about Mr. Fog all that much. But whatever. It just reminds me of a rhymey morning, which I'll get into in a second. Hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhollow, it's 3:18 PM on Tuesday, December 8th, 2020. No news that I can think of. It's only Tuesday, so be sure to pace yourselves. Don't overdo it. Wise words, Isabel. Wise words. Pace yourself, you know. You don't want to overexert yourself, especially at the start of the week. You got the whole rest of the week. Anyway, what am I talking about? Still no letters. Do we have a space in our mailbox? We do have space. Just had to check. Because it was entirely possible that we wouldn't have space in our mailbox, and then we'd be like, that's why we're not receiving mail. I don't know if that's how it works. Is Red our visitor for today? It's not Red. It's Flick. Hello, Flick. There's so many random things. Oh yeah. I remember now. Okay, let's make sure we water our pumpkins. Otherwise, we might forget, and that would be not bad per se, but just unfruitful. I don't know when the last time we actually customized this watering can, so we should probably do that just in case it breaks. Anyway, yeah, misty morning reminds me of rhymey morning, which was a phrase from a little book called Mr. Pip that we read in English literature for our GCSEs, which is a book about a book, which is a bit of a weird sort of like Inception. You're like, yo dog, I heard you liked books, so we put a book in your book. Or is that how everything goes? I don't remember. Something like that. With exhibit or whatever. Anyway, not a point. What was my point? I don't know. It was about Mr. Pip, yes. And I don't know. Remember. I remember so many random quotes from this book. Where in Great Expectations it was described as a rhymey morning, and then the main character, what was her name? Matilda? Something like that. Asked the teacher, was like, what does rhymey morning mean? I mean, it meant like a really frosty morning, basically. Snowy, icy. I see that I'm icy. Oh, catch a dragonfly. We need to catch another one of these dragonflies, I believe, to give off to Flick. Because I remember last time we did this, we didn't have enough, damselfly. We didn't have enough bugs to actually give to Flick to get another thing going. I suppose we could do mole crickets or whatever. I don't know if we need another one of these, but we'll catch it. Why not? Never mind. Didn't really want to be caught. That's fair enough. I wouldn't really want to be turned into a sort of model display for my own amusement, I suppose, either. So, you know, I have respect for that. Bit of a fighter, you know. Anyway, we'll run back to our place. We'll grab the... we'll have to my voice. We'll grab the insects that we need. Give them off to Flick. And then we'll do our usual daily stuff before we get on to decorating. Now, where do we put these damselflies? Apparently, I just sold them. It seems. It looks like I just sold them. Okay, we'll have to go catch another damselfly. That should be easy enough. Oh, there's a squirrel in that. Oh, there's 2 squirrels in that tree. Outside. That is in real life, not in this game. Sylvan has not climbed a tree. Yeah, I don't know about rhyming morning thing. You ever just like learn random words from books, and that's sort of where it happens? You learn about rhymey. I mean, there's even a great moment in that book where the daughter like tries to show off to her mother about her knowing what rhymey means, and the mother just goes, I mean, obviously there's more like what's that? Subtext and that sort of thing about, you know, the commentary of introducing, I suppose, being more remote cultures to other cultures of that sort of thing, and the eradication of it, and not accepting people of different to you, shall we say. Anyway, that's sort of getting kind of off rails. We didn't really want to turn this into an English literature lesson. What's been going on today in the news? I don't know, the first person got like the COVID vaccine. That's pretty cool. Very exciting. Hopefully we can all get it by, I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not one of the priority groups. I'm not like above 60, as you can tell, and I don't have like what was it, like some sort of lung disease or something, I think. I can't remember if it is. Anyway, I'm going to be one of the last people to get the vaccine, which is fair enough. I won't be particularly affected by it. But it's exciting. It's amazing what the medical community can do. I'm not going to go too much further into that, to be honest. I will just preface by saying, take vaccines if you can take them. Herd immunity, very important. Especially for the people who can't take vaccines. Oh, what are you two chatting about over here? Did you smell the nummy smell yesterday that smelled like creme brulee? I smelled the smell outside of Lily's place. It's true that I was in the kitchen yesterday. I'm impressed you could tell it was creme brulee. My nose is the best one there is. It smells everything. And my mum says it's real handsome. So yeah, sniffing out some creme brulee is easy. Jakey, I expect no less from you, so I took extra care with the toppings this time. With a little work, it came out looking as good as it tastes. Presentation is important after all. It smelled so good, I don't need to look at it, I just need to eat it. Nonsense, Jakey. A dish's appearance is half the experience. Good looks won't fill me up. Just make it look normal so I can eat it sooner. Excuse that small pause. No one appreciates the artistic side of the culinary arts. Oh, I appreciate them, Lily. We already talked to you. I don't remember what I was going to talk about. We already dug these up. So we'll go get these evaluated by Mr. Blathers, and then we'll give them out to... Oh, lost item. Who do we need to give them out to? Raymond and Ari. Probably should have talked to Jakey as well, just to up his friendship levels. And then tomorrow, presumably we'll be able to give him items. Someone else is almost certainly Harry or Jakey, because we're not good enough friends with him yet. We don't know where Harry is. Yeah, those of you... it might not even be Harry, it might just be Jakey, to be honest. I have a feeling we're probably good enough friends with Harry now to get at least one vague clue from it, but maybe we're not. Maybe we're not. Anyway, what was my point? I don't know. I don't remember what I was talking about. I did know what I wanted to talk about, but I don't remember what the segue is, so I'm just going to talk about it randomly. I was thinking back to like primary school assembly, where they talk about like random stories and stuff. You know, where they tell like random stories where I'm going to have like morals and something. Like, you know, some of them are pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Have you heard of one about, what's it called? I don't know. But it's about this little boy and his mother, and they're rather poor, so they couldn't afford a lot for Christmas. So the mother, you know, didn't have any money, was walking back home, was like, I don't know what to give my son. I don't have anything to give him this Christmas. I feel like I'm a horrible mother. And then, oh, Harry, should we see if it's yours? I don't think it's yours. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jakey's, but we might as well check. It'd be a bit strange for Jakey to lose something so early on and to move on to the island, but, you know, not implausible. Yeah. Anyway, what was my point? Yeah, so she's walking home, and then she sees, like a small plank of wood on the ground, like very, very small, like smaller than your hand. And she's like, alright, I guess this is all I can give my child. So she goes home, gives it to the son, and the son, you know, understands the situation. He's a very smart child. He's sort of like, thanks, Mum. It's a fantastic Christmas gift. And, you know, it's sort of very appreciative anyway, even though it's a very minimal gift, if anything. And then son goes out for a walk, and he's like, oh, what should I do? Now he's just walking around, and he sees like some builders or something, and they're working on something, and I'm like, I can't believe it, we don't have enough wood to finish off this project. And he's like, oh, perhaps you can use this piece of wood. And then they're like, wow, it's a perfect size. How did you know it fits exactly? And then they use that piece of wood to finish building whatever they're doing. And then they're like, oh, Phil, thanks. Why don't we give you something? And I can't remember what they gave him. They gave him... Basically, the concept is he gets an item from someone, and then he gives it off to the next person who needs it. And then they give him something, and then it carries on and it carries on. I think they give him like a hammer or something. And at some point he gets a piece of bread, and he gives the bread to the baby, and the mother does not give him the baby. That would be very strange. That's pretty cool, pop-up book. But gets a piece of bread. My mother gives, I don't remember what the mother gives. At some point, though, the boy gets like a horse, which is a bit strange. You sort of like, you just got a horse randomly. Yeah, some randomly traveller needs something, and then gives them a horse just because. And then he ends up going to a wedding where for some reason their horse, because apparently you need horses in whatever wedding, in whatever country this came from, which I actually don't remember, so it shows my ignorance, I suppose. And then he gives them the horse, and then he's like, oh, what can we give you back in return? You save this wedding. And he's like, oh, the only thing I wanted for Christmas was a drum. And then they just gave him one of the drums from a band, from the orchestra or whatever who was there. I don't know why I went into ABD, that's the wrong thing. And there you go. It's sort of just like karma sort of thing, you know, what goes around comes around. You treat people nicely, it will come around and serve you well. We definitely have this on already. And that's, you know, that's a very nice one. It's got nice morals. A good sort of thing to instill into children at a young age, of, you know, being generous. And, you know, I suppose it does give a false premise that if you do good things will always happen to you, which is not necessarily true. Bad things happen to good people, good things happen to bad people. It's just the sort of way life is. Life doesn't really care about your grievances, but, you know, you're just more likely to have good things happen to you if you do good things, because, you know, if you do good things to other people, they often follow the same logic and want to do good things in return. So yeah, sort of like surround yourself with the audience you want in your life, something like that. Anyway, what's my point? Yeah, no, the point was, some of these stories are like really bad, I think. Like not good things to tell children, or like really kind of weird or scary if you think about them. Like there's one of them, I remember there's this girl, she was like head girl, she was like student council president, she was like, what's that word, valedictorian. She was just like super great at everything, and she always like showed it off, and every time because she was so good at things, she got like many badges and medals to wear on her school uniform or whatever. I'm just thinking quickly if there's anything here we want to buy. These strappy heels look like different colours from what I remember. I don't remember these colours. When do we buy them? And there's another Christmas tree jumper which we didn't buy. I don't know which colours we haven't bought though. We probably didn't buy the red one. I can't imagine we did. Anyway, she was like really boastful about that sort of thing. Always wore her badges everywhere, and she like showed it off all the time. And then one day, apparently, there's rumours of some sort of wolf going around town eating children in the forest, which, you know, it's a very sort of what's that, like a grim fairy tale vibe, isn't it? That sort of horrid monster coming around eating children, because I don't know, apparently that's the only way parents can get children to behave, is by saying, oh, you're going to get eaten, which is just a horrific way, I think, to instill lessons into children, because not a very realistic situation, and also probably puts the blame on the wrong sort of thing. Like, obviously, not a good idea to go play with grizzly bears and like wild packs of wolves or anything, but I feel like I suppose personifying them as some sort of monster which is going around to eating up children is a horrific way to go about it. But what do I know? Anyway, not point. What the point is, yeah, there's some random wolf monster creature going around eating children at night, so all the parents are like, be careful, whatever. The girl's walking home late at night, and why late at night? I honestly, I can't tell you. She just is, I guess. I'm not sure where to put all these sea creature things. Maybe we put like a snapping turtle on the side of here. Yeah, she's walking through the forest, and then suddenly, what's that? She spots that wolf creature out in the distance, looking around, hungry, sniffing for the prey. And she's like, oh no, I gotta hide. So she hides behind like a bush or something, and she's safe. She watches the creature go by, and she goes and lets out a deep sigh, and then like all the medals and badges on her school jumper just like go clink 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 together and give away her location. And then the story literally ends with our head teacher who was telling it was just like, all they found next morning was just they never found her again, and all they saw the next morning was just a pile of medals sitting in the forest. Which, that's a horrific story to be telling young kids or whatever, to, like, I don't know, not be boastful because you might get eaten alive. What? Honestly, a terrible message, and honestly, perhaps one of the worst like assembly stories I've heard, I think. Is it Gara river fish? I can't remember. We're also meant to do a pond here. I suppose we'll move these bushes as well. So yeah, there we go. The random stories of all these lessons that you get. Like, what have we called? Like fables? Yeah, like Aesop's fables, I suppose. That's basically what I'm talking about. I mean, they weren't so common in secondary school, but those are the primary school ones. To be fair, those are the only two I remember off the top of my head. There's definitely more, but I can't remember them. So, shrug. I really feel like we should move this bamboo place. I want the bamboo forest kind of where I've got all these rows of bushes right now. I kind of can't because I've got all these bushes everywhere and I don't really know what to do with them. Which makes it rather difficult, I suppose. But once we got this sorted out, we can move a bamboo forest again. But the bamboo forest should definitely be in front of this place, I think. Because it makes sense to be front of Lily's place. And then over here should be, I don't know, maybe this should be the picnic place. It'd be nice to have a picnic area, I suppose, over here. Yeah, that could be an actual bamboo forest. Okay, you know, I like that better. Why don't we move all of this, just so we can make some room for the things, you know, the fishy things. Yeah, but isn't it strange? Those sort of stories. I'm trying to think of any other stories, but no, I can only remember some random Aesop's fables because I don't know. I really don't have a good reason for why I remember them. I guess because we covered them in some sort of like lesson once. I don't know. I completely forgot the layout that we had. Okay, what should we do with a stop block? I guess I'll put it here. That's a sort of like a fencing thing to be like, ooh, be careful. But then I guess we'll put a bench here anyway, so it doesn't sort of nullifies the point, doesn't it? What can we put here? Lunchbox? Sure. Oh, I should definitely move over one. Or we could put it on the bench. I guess that also makes sense. Do we still have that bamboo light pop-up book? It's just meant to be a nice picnic sort of style area over here. Or seating area, I suppose. The better way to describe it. I'm not sure what we can do with these shelves. I suppose the shelves aren't really something which go anywhere but at the back, so put it here. Yeah, so what sort of Aesop's fables do I remember? There's quite a few, to be honest, surprisingly. But I can vaguely remember from whenever we learnt about it back in year 2 or something. How about we do it like this? And then we put the bamboo lunchbox here. Put the steamed basket set here. It does look a bit claustrophobic if I put all these things so close together, I think. Let's move this back one. Just give it a bit of breathing room, you know? So I'll get onto this Aesop's Fables once I actually remember what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was Aesop's Fables. We learned about them in year 2. I remember some of them. Like one of them about let me try and remember. There's a crow singing sweetly in the tree, and also there's a crow eating a piece of cheese or something in the tree, and a fox comes along, and the fox is really hungry, and for some reason this fox also eats cheese. And it's like, oh, I really want. Oh dear crow, Miss Crow, would you give me that cheese? I'm ever so hungry. And then she's like, no, I'm sorry, this is for me. And the fox, being some sort of cunning trickster for whatever reason that they always display foxes as, this oarfish is also the wrong way around. It's like, alright, I'm going to trick you. Well, no, obviously, he doesn't say that out loud. He thinks, I got to find a way to trick this crow into giving me her cheese. Which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. That I'm aware of. This looks very strange, this arrangement of fish. I don't think we have enough fish really to fill out this entire thing, which is why it seems so strange. I do like a shark chasing out these fish though. We need more fishes, which makes sense for it to be chasing. Yes, let's make a small pond here, I think. Yeah, so then the fox starts being like, oh, I've heard, Miss Crow, that you have an absolutely lovely voice. And then the Crow's like, oh, stop it, you. But, you know, I guess because she's got cheese in her mouth, she's not really saying that. She's sort of like, or whatever noises a crow makes. What's wrong with me? Anyway. That sort of happens. And he just sort of keeps, like, flattering her, being like, oh, won't you spare me a listen to your song? And then the Crow's like, oh, shucks, and starts singing, like, a little song. And then the piece of cheese in her mouth obviously falls down to the ground, and the fox just eats it up. And then the Crow's all, like, sad, because I guess her cheese got eaten by a fox. And then the lesson is, like, flattery is... I can't even remember the lesson. So something about flattery. You know, I bet if I Google it, I'll probably find it. Because I think it's one of Aesop's fables. Aesop being a person who wrote a lot of fables, often using animals as characters to guide the story, I suppose. So let's see. Google Aesop fable flattery. The Fox and the Crow. There it is. Let's see. What's the moral? Let's see. In the fable, a crow has found a piece of cheese and retired to a branch to eat it. A fox, wanting it for himself, flatters the crow, calling it beautiful and wondering whether its voice was as sweet to match. You know, that's close enough to basically what I said. We don't have a lot of pond fish, so I guess this is the only guppy, only thing we got. So we got something like that. That seems okay. Seems like an okay way to decorate the museum. I really like this area though. This area looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that. It's cool as heck. Anyway, this stuff we'll all put away or we'll sell it as we figure out what area we're going to decorate next. Actually, how long into this episode are we? I don't even look. 20 minutes, my word. Time flies. And then, when it lets out a core, the cheese falls and is devoured by a fox. Yeah, but what's the moral? Hold on. Something like flattery. Don't fall for false flattery. You have everything so correct, so brain to fox it doesn't more way. The story uses the warning against listening to flattery. Okay, well that's not quite how it phrased it in the book I was reading, but whatever. What else do we need to get rid of? That stuff we'll all put away. Seems good. Oh, we need to move Audie's house. You're right. I forgot. So actually, I believe we can actually put houses on the beach, which makes more sense for Audie. So we're going to try and do that. So yeah, don't listen to flattery or something. That's one of them I remember. What was the other one I remember? There was two in that book on that page, which I don't know why I recall that, but if that's okay. You want to change your catchphrase as well? How about ugh. You got it. I like the way it rolls off my tongue. Thank you so much. I feel like I discovered a whole new side of myself. Yeah, we're gonna move Audie's house. Let's do that before we forget. And I'm trying to think of more Aesop's fables. You know what I remember? Oh no, wait, this isn't an Aesop's fable. Now I think about it. I don't think it was an Aesop's fable. It was. We had to write stories. This definitely was not Aesop. Okay, you know, I'll save that for another time. That was another story. You know, I'm gonna load up the anecdotal ammunition counter. Otherwise, I'm gonna run out of things to talk about one day. Aesop's fables. Okay, is there like a list of Aesop's fables? I'm really trying to remember the other one I know. Let's see. Library of Congress, Aesop's Fables. Bellingham Cat, Town Mouse, Country Mouse, Fox and the Grape. So Fox and the Grape sounds familiar, I don't remember it. The Wolf and the Crane also sounds familiar. Let's talk infrastructure. That seems like a video. Fox and Grapes is not one I was thinking of. These are all very short, maybe this is one. An island home. They always display foxes and wolves as very greedy, which seems a bit rude, you know? Audie's a wolf. Very not greedy. not that one though. Lion and mouse. The lion and mouse. Is this one where the lion's caught in a net and the mouse? Yeah. Lion lays asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A timid little mouse came upon him unexpectedly, and in a fright and haste to get away, she ran across the lion's nose. Roused from the snap, the lion laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature to kill her. "Spare me," begged the poor mouse. "Please let me go, and some day I will surely repay you." The lion was much amused to think that the mouse could ever help him, but he was generous and finally let the mouse go. Some days later, while stalking his prey in the forest, the lion was caught in the toils of a hunter's net. Unable to free himself, he filled the forest with his angry roaring. The mouse knew the voice and quickly found the lion struggling in the net. Running to one of the great roots that bound him, she gnawed it until it parted, and soon the lion was free. "You laughed when I said I would repay you," said the mouse. "Now you see that even a mouse can help a lion." That was not the one I was thinking about, but it's also a very good one, you know? A kindness is never wasted. Wait, this one has a morals. Okay, maybe this one's got the crow and the fox. There's so many about the fox. Fox, crow, what? The crow, the fox and the crow. The flatterer lives at the expense of those who will listen to him. Yeah, it was something like that in this like primary school book, teaching us about morals and fables. So it's, one, I didn't know what word flattery meant. Two, I didn't know what the rest of the entire sentence meant. So I was just like, I don't know what to learn from this, to be honest. Literally makes no sense to me. So yeah, we're trying to put all these houses on the beach here. We don't have a very large beach, it's a bit of the annoying part, but I think this is large enough that it could be cool. Okay, I think we should move it over to the right a bit. She's meant to be the summer goddess, I suppose, of our little town. Is this a good spot? Yeah, okay. I think we can jive with this. Jive. How old am I? And it also gives us a bit more room above and behind Audie where we can do stuff. What we're going to do, I don't quite know yet, to be honest, but whatever. We can put some like sand things down to sort of extend the beach outwards, backwards, I suppose. Maybe make a pier, a rattan armchair. Okay, let's chuck these things away, and we're going to start thinking about. Oh, we need to actually pick up the furniture items outside Audie's house currently, so we can start thinking about what sort of beachy style thematics we can go with. Let's pick this up. I don't know why this is out here. Picking up all our furniture items. We need to start thinking about putting fencing down as well. Why can we jump over here? Yeah, good enough. Yeah, what sort of fences we can put down? I suppose we can fence off a pumpkin patch. Don't really have a lot of other options. We can fence off a bamboo area, I suppose, at the top. I don't really know what else. Let's see if I can remember. What was the other story? I'm trying to see if any of these seem familiar. The frog and the mouse? No, that's not right. There's a lot of, but I didn't realise Aesop wrote so many damn fables, to be honest. These don't seem familiar to me. I will think of another. I thought of another one, like one of those stories that we tell in primary school assemblies where it's meant to have a moral or something. And it's also kind of a horrifying one if you think about it. I'll tell it very quickly in this last minute, because we don't have enough time to decorate. There's like two frogs. They jump into like a bucket of milk, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't jump out again. It's really difficult." And we're starting to drown. So they're swimming, and then one of the frogs is like, "I can't do it anymore. I'm so tired. I'm gonna give up as soon as I see 100 stars in the sky." And then he starts counting again and goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like 60s, 61, 62, and eventually it goes 99, 100. That's it. I'm giving up. And he just stops swimming, and he sinks to the bottom of the bucket of milk, or the large like tankard of milk, and he drowns. And the other frog just keeps going. He's like, I've got to do this. I've got to stay alive. And he keeps swimming, and then it comes morning where he's sort of like half dozing off, but still swimming, and he's like, "Oh, I don't need to do it anymore." Why? Because he turned back buttermilk into butter. And then he escapes. What was the moral? I don't know. Make butter from. It's probably something like don't give up, but it's also kind of horrifying to think about because he just made butter with his like dead friend at the bottom of that butter, and I don't think any human's going to want to eat that, or they're going to be in for a nasty shock. But anyway, with that note, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, all greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter. I hope we can see each other again, but for now it's our farewell, so until next time, bye bye for now.